Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Reina. I run the customer service and marketing here at Zillabeau. Welcome to Reina's Nail Art Pursuit, a weekly YouTube series where we meet with some of the best educators in the Korean and Japanese gel industry, and we go over some gel application and other topics about how to best use these amazing gels. So today I am joined by our tiny representative, Lauren, also known as Inspo by Nails. So Lauren, why don't you come on and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, hi guys. I'm Lauren. I would turn the camera around, but I have a feeling I won't be able to get it back in place for showing you what we're doing today. So let me just briefly say it is nice to meet all of you guys. If you've ever worked with tiny gels, you know they're absolutely gorgeous. They are a dream to work with. And I feel super lucky to have tried so many of Zillabeau's products. I love them all. And I can't wait to play with their latest collection, the Creamcess Diaries, with Reina today.
Yes. So speaking of the Creamcess Diaries, I just really quickly want to go over the collection itself. So for those of you who purchased the collection or are thinking about purchasing the collection, you've probably seen this incredible packaging that comes with the collection. You get this gorgeous little hexagon shaped box that once you open it, holds all of your gels. So if you actually pull out the holder inside, you will not only see a color chart that is beautiful, displays everything, but you'll also find all of these gorgeous color gels inside. So Lauren and I are going to go over some of the beautiful colors you get, as well as some really fun nail art you can create using these colors. And at the end, stick around because I also have our latest toppings collection, and I will be showing you guys how some of these beautiful nail art designs look with the toppings collection added on. So Lauren, take it away and show me how to make some nail art.
Okay. Well, I think your journey's going great. How are you feeling with your weekly nail art journey, Reina?
Good. I've definitely learned a lot of really great ways to apply the color gels. And, I fixed some of my old mistakes, where I've had some buildup around the cuticle line or I've had it not curing fully. And I think with the help I've had so far, I've been able to fully apply things properly. And I've also learned so many great tricks with molds and sculpting gel. And I'm so excited to create a little Valentine's Day look with you. So,
Yeah, it'll be really fun. I think it's very cool that all of these gels, everything that you guys carry, have some similarities and they also have a few differences. So it's good to practice with all of them. And we're just going to go over some really easy heart designs today because look at these colors. I mean, they are
I know.
precious. Absolutely precious. So they are perfect for a sweetheart type nail. And Valentine's is right around the corner, but they're also perfect for spring. So we should be doing a lot of florals, all kinds of things with these gels. They are absolutely gorgeous. Here, I'll adjust you a little bit. There we go. Hold on a second. And I want to pull you up. All right. So I think for these two today, we've got two different little looks and it's basically the same concept. So maybe what we'll do first is our little sugar cookie nail because it's just the concept of the heart, but we're going to do it two different ways. We're going to make a bigger one so it can be messed up. It's perfectly fine. Don't ever stress about nail art. It's supposed to be fun. That's the biggest tip. Absolutely nothing is finalized until you put it in that lamp. Who cares if you need to wipe it off? It's part of the learning process. So that's how I look at it. And that's what we'll do today. So basically, I have two from the nail tips and I have them in a size 5. And I'm going to base coat one with what number is that? Reina, it is 114, the green. And the other one is 113, the aqua blue. So basically, all you have to do, all you have to remember with the tiny is one, they're super tall bottles. They're very easy to knock over if you have them sitting on your desk because they are They're very tall
Thing
and
I
you
would
can
do.
easily crop it over. But that's okay. They don't fall out. They don't come out very quickly. And with all of these gels, I do feel like a little goes a long way. Just like you've heard them talk to you about with F gel and Fiote, you do need to kind of wipe the side of the stick of the brush on the side of the bottle and then just pull up on just one side. You do not need a ton of gel with these gels. They are so pigmented and you want a nice thin even coat because the lamp could try and cure it a little too quickly. You could get some wrinkling. So make sure it's just nice and thin. It's always better to do 2 thin coats than just one heavy first one coat. So I'd say if I were you, get your green and you're just going to gently take that down the nail. And however you're basically comfortable or have been getting comfortable painting the nail, you're fine. We're lucky we're using these tips. It's not our fingers. We don't have to worry about sidewalls or cuticles. But if I were doing it on my nail, I would still shimmy it up towards the top. And I'd use a nice, sweet liner brush to tuck it up underneath that cuticle. Sometimes it's easier than using the brush and the polish. So it's whatever you find to be easiest. And if you do get it on the sidewalls or the cuticle, just wipe it off before you cure. You'll be okay. And of course, if we were doing this on our nails, we'd use their lovely chewing base, which is an awesome base gel. It is a little bit thick. It's definitely kind of rubberish. It has a good consistency to it, and it grabs your nail as well as it's going to grab the polish that you place on top of it. So that's awesome. All right. So I really fooled around with mine. I'm putting it in for Tiny recommends 60 seconds. So that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to find my minty blue, which is 113 of the cream sis. I mean, look at that. Just look at the bottle. It's so pretty.
It's gorgeous. I actually have it on one of my fingers and it's one of my favorites.
I noticed your new manicure. You should show it off. It looks great.
It's not that new. So I actually took an old manicure and I got really excited when the sprinkles came in and I just added the sprinkles to all of them. You can't fully see it because they're a little hard to see, but
that's because they're delicate and tiny and adorable, which is exactly how they should be.
Which is tiny, basically.
That's exactly right. Tiny, precious, adorable.
The second those sprinkles came in, I was running. I was so excited.
That's because
getting a sprinkles collection? Great. Give me.
And you know what else that is? Instant nail art. Instant nail art.
Exactly. You don't have to do anything else. You just brush it on and it's so adorable.
So cute. And you can do, abstracts with these colors and just put sprinkles in certain areas. There's a million things you could do. And the best part is just playing around.
Exactly. I've been making cakes and donuts and pancakes and just adding sprinkles to everything.
Exactly. So cute. Let's see. All right. So we've got a little bit of blue. I've got a little bit of the green. And we'll do one more coat just to be nice and easy. And then we're going to do the easiest way I know to make hearts. And that's with a dotting tool.
We love a dotting tool.
I have to say I'm not great with the dotting tool. Honestly, I'm a little intimidated by them. I use a brush 90% of the time. So it's funny, like you find things that you're really comfortable with and things that you're not. So I have to kind of get used to a dotting tool, but there are certain things you can't do without a dotting tool. And this is one of them. It makes it much easier. And that's what we'll do today. I had to add my own sprinkles because I don't have the toppings collection. So we'll show everybody that doesn't have it yet how to do that for a Valentine's nail too.
Perfect. So you could do it both ways.
Yeah, you could. And it's quite simple.
I love how easy it is to just swipe these colors on.
Honestly,
Flows like
pastels,
butter almost.
yeah, they are like butter, and pastels are notoriously hard to use. I don't know if you've ever seen people with a meme like saying, really, you want white or you want a light yellow? They're really hard to use. So a nail technician is going to look at you like, okay, but inside they're crying a little bit. These are so easy to use, which makes this entire collection a necessity for spring. They really do spread on so beautifully.
I mean, if I can do this, anyone can do this. That's how I view it.
I think you're getting really good.
Thank you. I'm trying.
I do. I was really impressed with those molds last week. I love this series. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Those molds, honestly, the molds make it so much easier. I can never draw those just willy-nilly. Like a teddy bear? No way. But those molds make it really easy.
They're so cute. And I've never used a mold, so it was really interesting to watch you guys play with those. All right, I've got my blue. This is so pretty. I just keep looking at them over and over again and just thinking, they're so pretty. They don't need much. You could do an easy, like mixed mani with these, a Skittles mani. How perfect, one on each finger.
I love these colors.
They are perfect for spring. Good job, Tiny. They're beautiful. And that packaging is precious too. Although it's so big, you can't put it in the frame for anything.
I know, but luckily it comes with that little swatch card, so you can use that as a background.
Yep, you can. And I put my tips from yesterday, which I've never saved, but just to show everybody these colors, I did put mine together too.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
Yeah. Some of them are matte and some of them were shiny, but it's just beautiful. And I really love this almond too. So we're going to use that actually first as kind of like a sugar cookie base. So it looks really cute, and we can make it a little bit bigger than what we typically want our hearts to be. And we'll put pink on the inside, so it'll look like a frosted sugar cookie.
I love that.
It's a great little almond type color, isn't it?
Definitely.
All right, so here's a little tip that I use when I'm doing any hand painting. Because there's usually an inhibition layer on gels, it makes it a little sticky. So especially if you're using a brush, it's going to maybe pull your brush a little bit. So I always just wipe off my color after it's fully cured before I put art on, just with some isopropyl alcohol. And that way, that inhibition layer is not there to grab your brush the wrong way. Not that we're using much of a brush today, but you know what I mean. It's just a little tiny tip. And today I just have a generic dotting tool. One side's thinner, one side's thicker. You can get, they're everywhere, right? Dotting tools. I think it's one of the first nail art things people buy. You're like, let me get a dotting tool.
On Amazon, there's so many.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I got mine.
Like 10. Yeah, right. And it's fine. It's really fine. So I'm going to take mine out. I gave it a slow cure. I gave it the 99 second because I went a little heavy with the green in one spot and I did not want it to wrinkle. So if you ever think there is too much gel on there, especially with these really pigmented gels, just use the low cure. Oh, look, see, I wrinkled my blue one a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. We'll give him a little top before we paint. All right. So for this guy, all we're going to do is get out some of 116. So the almond white, and we're going to put a little bit on anything you want. You could put it right on the table, whatever you have, wipeable surface. It could be aluminum foil. It could be a palette. You don't need a ton.
I have a palette also from Amazon.
Yeah, perfect. I've ruined so many. That's how that goes. Like you don't realize it's in the line of light and it will cure whatever's on it. So, but I'm going to use the thicker end of this ball. And I'm not going to pick up a ton of gel, if you can see that. And I'm going to kind of look at this nail, and I'm not touching anything, but I'm thinking this is going to be about one side of the heart. I'm just coming down from the side a little bit so I don't have my heart a little bit too far away or like too much on one side of the nail than the other. And I made 2 little partial dots. I want them bigger than that, but that looks to me to be a little bit kind of center of this nail. Does that look center to you? I know it's hard to see.
I think so. So I'm going to do 2 little dots.
Yeah, and they're kind of far apart because what we're going to do is go back in on these and circle our daughter to make bigger circles. So it's not even coming up from the nail, I'm just circling to make a much bigger circle on there. Because this is the back part of our sugar cookie, really not many people are going to see this part compared to our pink on top. So this is our practice of a heart. When we do a regular heart, we're going to put our dots much closer together. But you can see 2 big kind of blobs. That looks good. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, perfect. So what you're going to do is get your liner, your favorite liner. I'm going to be using the Leaf Gel Liner L.
That's my favorite as well.
So to pick up, and I'll show you something about picking up gel with a liner brush. So we're lucky enough that the polishes that you guys carry are very pigmented polishes, which allow us to paint with them. And when you're using a brush, you want to drag your bristles through that gel. And I'm gently turning my brush and loading up these bristles. Normally, I would be doing this quite meticulously to paint, but since we're really just going to be dragging little bits, it's not that important for this project. However, if you watch on this brush, if you can see that and it's not blurry, as I wait and talk to you, regular gel polish does move away from the tip of the brush. So it has moved down about 1/8 of an inch on this Leaf Gel liner. So the best tip I have is once you load your brush, go right into the nail. And it'll still be there at the end. And all we're going to do to make this heart is go towards the outside of the one circle and drag diagonally down. And you will start thinking, okay, this is going to make a heart. We're just dragging that gel. We don't want big balls of color. So we're just, I moved my little palette. Hold on a minute, guys. So we're just gently taking pretty much, there's some on my brush, but I'm also dragging what we've already placed there down. I'm pulling to the right from the left part of the heart. And then I'm going to do the same thing, just gently glide your brush through, pick some up. And I'm going to take from the outside of this circle and drag down to meet that heart. Taking gel from the circle and just pulling gently. And you can kind of see that we're starting to get a heart.
I think I did it.
Yeah. I mean, mine's really not filled in. So I'm going to just kind of fill it in a little bit more. It's a hard color to see. Maybe I should have picked a different color, but it looks like a sugar cookie. So I'd eat it. I wanted to use it. Let's see.
When we kind of drag the little balls we made into a shape.
Yeah, we drag the balls into a heart shape. I think the light's too bright. Hold on a minute. Let me see. There. Now you can see it a little bit better. So it looks like a heart shape. You want it as even as you can because we're going to lay pink on top of it. And we want it nice and thin. So a little, that's the other thing. These things are all so pigmented. A little goes a very long way. It really does. I'm going to put mine into cure. No rush in establishing your heart. And honestly, yeah, let me see. It looks good. Yeah, I can see it. Perfect.
Okay, cool.
perfect. Let me fix my little wrinkled blue real quick. 1 second. So we can do that too. Does happen, guys. Happens sometimes with these highly pigmented gels.
Happens to the best of us.
Yep. You just have to remember if you think it might be a little heavy or not, like maybe this one was too close to the side, too close to some lights. It's not like laying a hand in the lamp, but you can buff it. You can cover it with a heavy base, 1-notch. That'll get rid of it for you immediately, which is what I'm going to do right now because I don't have the time for that nonsense. All right. So back to our little teeny sugar cookie. We're going to now take 109, the pink. And we're going to do the same thing in the center of our sugar cookie. So we're going to leave an outline of that almond color. And you see, I'm like stingy as all get out. I use the tiniest amounts when I'm putting stuff on a palette because I hate wiping it away. It makes me sad.
No,
So,
I always feel like I'm wiping away so much on my palette every time. It's like ketchup. You know when you put ketchup on your plate and it's either you put too much or not enough?
yes.
That's the same thing to me.
Perfect analogy because it really is. It's hard to tell sometimes. So I'm going to just put a dot and I'll pull this up closer for you. I'm going to put a dot kind of in the center of the sugar cookie. It doesn't really matter. You were just going to make sure we have a little bit of an outline and enough that we can have another heart inside there. And then I'm just going to drag some pink onto that liner and fill it out a little bit.
So how does the cream color underneath the pink help it? Does it make it show more evenly?
It really will set it off. Once we put on our matte top coat, it'll show more like a cookie. And if it were me, I might even get crazy and do some really light white outlining, but I didn't want to freak you out. So I did, all those little teeny tiny details at the end sometimes can really add to a look. So don't be afraid to play around with that. As long as you cure in between steps, right? If you don't like it,
doesn't matter. Just wipe it off.
Take it off. Right.
Exactly. That's what I love about gel is that no matter what you do, you can always try new things because you could just wipe it off.
That's exactly right. I love it too. I mean, honestly, I don't think I own any regular polishes anymore. I don't know. Gel's where it's at. Especially these beautiful Zilla gels. They're gorgeous. Always, always. Let's see here. So a little nitpicky with your liner, but that's always good practice too. It's good practice to see, look, you're leaving like a pretty even outline around your hearts, your sugar cookie. But it also gives you an example of a little bit bigger what a heart is. 2 dots, a little separation in between, and just pulling down at an angle to where the point of the heart would be. So on our next one, it's a lot more tiny hearts and sprinkles. And they're actually very easy because it's just dot, dot, pull. And they're smaller. Look, that looks adorable, Reina. Great job.
Da, da, da.
So cute. And you can put sprinkles on it later.
Definitely. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these sprinkles. I've been putting them on everything.
They should go on everything. I'm going to put sprinkles on mine later too. But for the other one, it's the same thing. You could literally use any of the colors in this collection and it would look adorable on here. I tried to pick some that are going to stand out on the aqua blue. So I didn't go with like the one next to it, the blue next to it, or it might be a little bit hidden when you're doing nail art. So hey, great for an ombre, but not so much for something that you want to stand out. So I chose the pink because that is very different from the aqua blue, the purple, and the yellow. So I already have a little pink on the palette. I just want to put down some yellow. And this is 116. Do you know the names of all of them, Reina?
I wish I did, honestly.
Me too. Me too.
Sometimes they come out with the names later on.
Okay.
Depends on the translations. I haven't
Yeah.
seen names yet for these. I'm patiently waiting.
Yeah.
So then I can create a website with it.
Right.
I know.
They're so cute. You know, the names will be cute too.
I think once we start selling individuals, we'll have more of the names.
Oh, okay. Right. I'm a little
look at that
jealous.
cute little heart.
Yes.
Finally, I did a heart.
So cute. And you're going to get perfect at it with this next one because it's just a bunch of little tiny hearts. So to finish this guy off, I would just use a coat of your favorite Zillabeau matte top coat. I'm going to use right now the one from Leaf Gel. Yeah. And it's a no wipe. I love a no wipe matte. I love it because it just comes out looking so soft and velvety. So let's do that. And then you're going to see how it's going to deepen the colors a little bit. And you're going to see your sugar cookie in the background a little bit more, which is great. It's just a bigger heart instead of all the mini tiny ones. But they'd all look super cute together. So cute. Oh, look, I have a hair in mine. No, that happens too.
That happens to me way too often because I'm constantly wearing sweaters. And I feel like the lint from sweaters is just insane.
You can't help it. It's cold there. I moved away from that cold. I am normally warm year round. Although we had a few snaps. I'm originally from Maryland, so I understand it.
Gotcha.
We weren't that far away.
I actually lived in Tampa for a little while. I know you're in Florida.
I am not far from Tampa. Yeah, I'm down in Bradenton, Sarasota. So Tampa's about 30 minutes north. Yep.
Yeah, I loved Tampa when I was there. It was warm. There was Ybor City. It was a great time.
There's a lot. There's St. Pete, which is much nicer now.
Oh, yes. The beach is so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm on that Gulf side. I'm close to Anna Maria Island. That's my closest body of water.
Gotcha. So you just have beautiful weather all year round.
Pretty much.
Off your nails in the sunlight. We had so many where there was no sunlight, and I was like, "How do I take a nails picture? There's no sun."
It's true. You need a ridiculous daylight lamp. Is what you need. Those actually help.
True.
So they do help a little bit. They help old eyes like mine too. So they're not a bad investment. So let's take out, before we start our tiny hearts, let's take out our sweet little matte cookie, and you'll see that it looks a lot more cookie-ish now that it's matte. You can see the brown, I think. Too close. What is going on with my lighting? Why is technology always difficult? Do we know?
It's the worst. You know, like it keeps updating. It's never the same.
Well, it's still a cute sugar cookie. We can take pictures of it later. So
there you go. There will be the after photos. That's what people look forward to. But yeah, super cute. I love it.
All right. So this guy's going to be a little bit easier because we're just going to do tiny hearts around it. The hardest thing about something like this is deciding where you want to put your hearts, honestly. And it looks cuter when you have some different colored hearts, but you could certainly go with one, but you could do one of each color. Like the sky's the limit with this kind of design. So normally I'm going to start somewhere towards the center, toward the top or the top of the nail, and then decide where my hearts are going to go. It's kind of like polka dots. If you get it wrong, it's odd, right? So you want to know where to place those dots. So when we do this kind of heart, a tiny heart, I'm going to do actually, I don't want to do that really small side. I want to do this bigger one because believe it or not, you put a lot less on the nail than you think, even when using a bigger dotting tool. So I'm going to do a dot here and a dot there. Do you see how close they are to one another? Let me pull away, get rid of this light maybe. Can you see how close they are?
Very close.
Right.
Love
And
it.
then I'm going to make it look a little odd because I'm going to do another one pointing a different direction. And it's just going to look like, why do you have those weird dots? It's okay. They're going to turn into hearts and it's going to be cute.
That's why we love dots.
Right.
It's
Dots are fun.
It's what they call trust the process.
It is a trust the process. And lots of times I will fill in these 3 to see where I think, I fill in a couple to see where I think more are needed, because when you start pulling down to the center, as like so, they're going to get bigger, right? It's not where we put those dots. It's turning into hearts.
Yeah.
So I kind of try and angle them different ways and just gently drag out from the side, drag some of that dot that we put on there because it doesn't need to be bulky on the ends. And sometimes a dotting tool can do that. If you're not light to the touch, it can leave even a little bubble. You have to go in and kind of pop that. But like this one's got a fat side to it. That's okay. You know what else that shows? That it was hand painted.
Exactly. I love seeing like realistic hand painted over stickers,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably really hard on myself and I try and make it look as perfect as possible, but you're right. There's something about it that shows the stroke marks, etc. And then you can say, no, that's hand painted.
Hand
Which is
painted.
great.
Oh, I think I actually got it. I think I did
Did you
it.
sit? Look at how perfect it looks.
Look at that cute little heart.
Look what you did. It's awesome.
I did it.
You sure did. It's adorable.
Honestly, I've been absolutely stumped by hearts for the past few weeks trying to make TikToks and reels, and you just made it so much easier. And I love that.
Glad. I'm
And that's
so
what Reina
glad.
and Art Pursuit is all about. The professionals like you making my life so much easier.
I mean, sometimes it is though things that you're like, why can't I do this? It looks so easy. Those are the frustrating things, like you should be able to make a heart, but you want it to
Yeah.
be the same size. You want it to be, so you use whatever tools there are, whether it's a tip from someone, whether it's using, a dotting tool, whatever. It just, that's what they're there for. So use them. I'm even going to add a tip of a heart up here because I feel like there would be one. But this is me being nitpicky, so feel free not to do that. But you start getting
Oh, I like that.
a feel.
I like
where you,
perfect. I like it when there's like a little bit cut off at the end. It makes it seem more
yeah.
realistic.
Yeah, you do have to remember about the ends and also the sides. So like, because if you're wearing it, you don't want your hearts to run out like too soon. So we'll add some over there, just even pieces, a little half, a little triangle to show that there might have been a heart here is all you need. It's very easy to do. I'm going to cure my pink ones in case I really mess up my yellow ones. And then I can wipe it without having to worry about it.
Yes, I always forget to do that. And then I end up having to wipe the whole thing off. So I'm going to do the same while I'm ahead right now. I'm going to call it what it is.
See, this is what I call a nail play date. I feel like if I met people in person, this is what we'd be doing anyway, just playing nails together. I think it's so much fun.
Anytime you come to New Jersey or New York City, please let me know. I would love to do this.
Yes, we would just sit there and play all day long.
And I love it.
Yep. That would be fun. And I am curing this for 60 seconds only because it's a tiny recommendation. But to be honest with you, these colors are light enough and we use so little gel, you could probably get away with 30, especially if you're just going to flash cure it to make sure that the pink stays where it is before we go in with another color. If you don't want to use yellow, you don't have to use yellow. You could use a different color if you like. I'm impressed with
Doing what
this
you're
yellow.
doing. Whatever you say, that's what we do.
I'm very impressed with this yellow. Yellow is
Love it. Yeah.
notoriously tough. It's really hard. It's a really hard color. And this is really a creamy, delicious butter yellow. I mean, it is great.
It's funny that you say that because I actually made pancake nails yesterday and I used this yellow for the butter. And it was the perfect color for butter.
Oh, I believe you. Yeah. Wait a minute. You're doing pancake nails. You're getting a little tricky there.
I was just giving it a go. I wanted to try everything that I could put sprinkles on. So I did donuts, I did pancakes, I did cake.
Well, to be honest with you,
They weren't great.
I'm sure they're great. Fiote has a great light beige for like cookies and that kind of stuff too. And then you can use all those syrups to give yourself some highlights and really make those baked goods pop. All right, so I'm placing a yellow one around here. You'll see where you have big spaces, and we're going to fill up some odd spaces with like little jimmies. So yeah, go to town and just do your 2 dots. And I just kind of make sure they're going different directions sometimes, just so they don't look like all lined up in a row.
I tend to make it too perfect.
Yeah, you worry about that. It's funny, but the placement of these types of little things, it's kind of what's hard about designs like this. You
and the
overthink.
more off they are, the better it looks, I feel.
It does.
It looks more realistic. If it's too perfect, it's weird.
Yeah, you don't need it in a pattern. So we're just doing the same thing with the yellow. We're just dragging from that outside corner of the circle down to a point, and then doing the same thing on the right-hand side. Or the opposite way. See, look, you and I are you left-handed?
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, a lot of artists are. It's probably oughter to be right-handed, but whatever way is more comfortable for you to drag that into a heart shape, you go to town. Like you might
drag it upwards. You drag it upwards.
I don't drag it upwards, but I usually start on one side. And I know some of my friends who are left-handed start on the other side. And look, I'm cheating and using silicone tool because I blobbed my yellow heart. Blobbed it out a little. That's okay.
As I always say, whatever works.
Yeah, the more you do it, the more
you get.
Yeah, you're going to get comfortable doing things a certain way. And that's good. That's you learning how, your style and how you like to hold things and create things. It's awesome. All right. So we've got some yellows on there. I might even do a little touch of a yellow over on this side. And we're going to do some sprinkles on that other side. It is, see, look, now I'm painting like what would be a little bit of a heart circle-ish shape. And it's much harder than just making a dot. Just because sometimes it is. And put mine in. And then we're going to do some sprinkles.
Ooh, we love sprinkles.
Yeah. And if we had the toppings, we'd both be putting those on there. You can do that if you want to. But a motion this simple with the dotting tool back and then forth, like to the right, to the left, is going to make a perfect sprinkle. So it's a good little trick.
Can I ask you a crazy question, Lauren?
Yeah.
What's the youngest age you have ever done gel nails on? And I ask you this because my 3-year-old saw my toppings nails and she was like, I want those. And I was like, I'm not putting gel on you. You're 3.
Well, because you Yeah, mm, I'm not sure what it is. Like in general, I've had people, I want to say I owned a nail salon at one point, and some of my technicians did a little girl, I think she was 4 or 5, because she
Okay.
had a really severe nail biting issue.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
you
her
can't bite
mom,
gel nails.
no, well, that made her stop. So
Oh,
because she was allowed to, and it was I believe a 10 free, gel, etc.
mhm,
And the mom was really on top of her. They did it and she stopped biting her nails. So she knew a polish would chip and she'd start
mhm.
to, pay attention to them. But I feel like these are very healthy
It's
gels.
true. I mean, my daughter's
So
always picking her nails, like not biting them, but like ripping them off.
yeah,
And I always tell her, I'm like, if you want nice nails like mommy, you got to stop. You
yeah,
can't do
right.
that. But she
And
saw my
it's a
sprinkles and she was like, oh my gosh, I have
I don't
to.
blame her. I like
I
nail
know, I don't
polish
either.
at 3. I think I
Me
did. I
too.
think
And they
so.
look like sprinkles. So it's like, that's the most kid-esque nail item I think I could think of, you know?
And it's so cute and it's clear.
So
I
cute.
mean, on her tiny little nails, I don't know. That's
Oh,
tempting.
it is very tempting. Are we
I'm a
gonna go for the
bad
purple now?
influence. Be like, oh, yeah, well, Lauren said you
Yeah,
could.
just go for it. Are we doing the purple too in Little Hearts? Or are we sticking with
So,
the
what
yellow?
I'm going to do in the little purple is a
Mhm.
tiny, tiny little motion, and I'll show it
Oh,
to
the
you. It's
sprinkles.
the sprinkles. And I'm
Yes.
going to use,
I'm gonna
let
use
me
my
see.
X
Can you
for that.
see that? I think you can. I'm going to move from the right to the left. Like I'm going to do this. I was not by on that. I'm just moving it back and forth in the tiniest direction and it makes a sprinkle. So instead of making a dot, I'm going to go up and down or back and forth like that because it's on a dotter. It kind of makes it heavier on the ends. It's a perfect little sprinkle. Yep. Back and forth. And just like this. Ready? I'm going to do it on my black so you can see it. I'm putting
Okay.
it down. I'm moving it to the right and left. Like I'm just shimmying the daughter lightly and it'll make the perfect sprinkle. Yep. See, it's kind of like a little bit fatter on the end and it just makes like the perfect little rectangular sprinkle. And you don't want them everywhere because we're still going to take our dotting tool one more time and do some tiny, tiny little sprinkle dots. But some little, I used to call these jimmies. I don't know what the real name of them is. Like little jimmies. And people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
A
sprinkles.
little Jimmy. A little Jimmy, you know. Sprinkles.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Ice cream with those rainbow sprinkles on them. Yum. That's what I liked.
So
Yeah.
should I
So,
cure it?
yeah, we can cure it. And then we're going to do just a few little tiny polka dots. And that's going to be a dot, 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 little add to our sprinkles. I think I used white on this one, but you could use any of these colors. Uh, let's do, yeah, we can use white. I want something to show up. I think these are going to look really good on white too. So I think people who get this collection should make sure that they have 001 Tiny's white because, I can see these layered over that bright white too. Not the sprinkles collection because I think white is in the sprinkles collection. You can confirm with me on that. But if it's a white, yeah, it's not going to
Sorry.
show up on white.
No, I don't think it's in the Sprinkles collection. The Sprinkles collection is Gem 44, 45, 46, and 47.
Right. I think that they didn't put a white with this collection and made it a little bit more, almondy
Like more
because those
pastel.
toppers, right? The toppers are not going to show up on a white base. Maybe some will, but I think there is white pieces in the sprinkles collection. So, or the toppings collection. So it wouldn't show up on white, but white will show up on these pastels. So because I don't have my toppers collection, And they really should have already been here, but we're going to make do. I'm just going to add.
USPS is just not, it's just not a vibe. USPS.
They stink. I know.
They're the worst.
They're awful.
I'm going to have a talk with
Yeah, they make me sad. I know. It's just not cool. So I'm just adding little tiny dots in areas that I think might need something. There's no rhyme or reason to these. The only thing you don't want to do is line up your dots perfectly like on top of one another. It just doesn't look great. But just a few here and there. We're going to cure. And then we're going to put on matte, and you're going to have a magical nail.
This is so cute.
So cute. And then you can show us all those sprinkles, those toppings collection, so we can all be jealous.
I'm going to show you my 2 favorites. I love them all, but there are 2 that have truly stood out to me. And that is Gem 44 and 45. I am currently wearing, I think I'm wearing 45. Let me double check. Yes, I'm currently wearing 45. And that's like the very nostalgic ice cream cone sprinkles with the long line.
Yes.
And then Gem 44 is the adorable little like dipping dots, little sprinkle nails. I'll show you. They're so cute. I can't wait for you to have them.
I can't wait either. I can't wait to put them on everything. And you already gave me ideas of donuts and pancakes and
exactly.
like a whole food set.
Yeah, I've literally been looking up like items that sprinkles go on to try to create nails with sprinkles because I don't want to do anything else. I just want to put sprinkles on everything.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. I am putting a layer of that leaf gel matte on top of this guy just because. And just a helpful tip. Let's say you're playing around with some of these pigmented gels, whether you're using F gel, whether you're using Tiny or Fiote, and you feel like your nail's bumpy, like there's layers of art there. You can easily correct that by using one of their thicker bases on top of it. It's going to level the nail. You could turn it upside down after you put a thicker base on there. If you turn your hand upside down, it's going to allow that gel to basically fill in at the apex or the heavier where you want that line of light to be. And it really does balance the nail very easily. Also, matte is very good with leveling out some nail art. So you need to have one of the matte top coats and one of the great bases. So if I show you the base for Tiny, the chewing base, you can see that it is thicker.
You can actually put a base on top of your color gels.
You can. You can put base on top of your color gels, and that is absolutely fine. And you can put the top gel right over top of it. But it will help level out some art. F gel's base is the same, thicker, and you could use that. And another thing I love is these gels all play beautifully together because we know we'd all love to have full collections of each brand, but that's not always the case. So if someone has the pink from Tiny and needs to use the white from F gel, I've had no problems with that. They work beautifully together and it's quite lovely, honestly.
Honestly, the matte really took this look to the next level, in my opinion. Like it was very cute before. I don't know. The matte just does something to it where it just makes it all go together really well.
It does. It brings out the different colors a little bit more. So you'll see there's a layering almost with the matte that you can really see the white dots now. And you did great, girl.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying. I think these are my best hearts I've ever done.
I'm happy. Now you can do big fat ones with sprinkle toppings.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to put sprinkles on this. It's going to be so cute.
Oh,
I think I'll do the dots on this one and then the regular ice cream sprinkles on this one. But I want to try to get it not on the heart. We'll see how I do.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Let's try it. Why not? Okay. So we have Gem 45, And that's like these really long line ice cream sprinkles. So I just want to show you. It's basically coated in this really nice clear gel. So the way I've been
Oh,
doing it is I've kind of been like drip dropping it on and then taking a brush. I'm going to use a flat brush and kind of just spread it out.
yes.
Yeah, because I don't want to have too much clear gel, But
No, that's
I
perfect.
I love these sprinkles. I think they're so cute. It's just like ice cream cone sprinkles. I have
It
never in
is,
my life seen a nail polish gel or non-gel for that matter that has literal sprinkles in it. So I thought this was really something special.
it is. I mean, they're so fine too. I'm really impressed with all of Tiny's like um gem collection, like all of them.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
really impressive. The quality of the sparkle in there is so beautiful. And these look to be the same, like just delicate, tiny pieces that
Yeah,
are,
they really live up to their name, like literally.
they're so cute. Oh my gosh. And good job, girl, working that around there.
Trying to spread it out.
Looks great.
Want to have any clumps. But yeah, I love these. I think they're so fun.
They
So I'm
are
going to cure that for 60 seconds.
adorable.
Let's have some even more fun with this one. I'm just going to go for it with this one. I'm just going
Yeah,
to put little dot sprinkles all over it because I think it would be really fun. It will take away the matte shine to it,
that's okay.
but it's just, look at those little dots.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna have so much fun when these arrive later today. I can't even tell you.
They are so precious.
I know. Like little dipping dots.
Oh my gosh. And guess what? If you wanted to cure that and you'd be like, look, it looks really cute, glossy. And then you're like, oh, what's it look like matte? Just add the matte top coat again. It's
Exactly.
fine.
Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times when I first started like trying out matte, I would put matte on and then I put a glossy top coat on top. And I'd be like, no, let me try matte again. And I would have like 10 layers on one nail of just glossy matte, glossy matte, glossy matte. And I couldn't decide because it's so cute. So those are my little sprinkles. Let me cure that now. And the other one just finished, so perfect timing. Oh, that's so cute. It's so cute.
Adorable.
Let me pull the phone up so everyone can see. Because I know it's not fully in focus.
No, you guys, you did great.
So cute. And I'm going to add the little, I know we have the star gelling top gel.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to add that on top, kind of seal it in. Because the sprinkles are a bit 3D. So I don't want to have anything sticking out.
That's a great top coat for that.
I feel like it really seals everything in.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice, thick top coat. I mean, it glides on beautifully, but you can tell there's weight to it. Your nails are protected with that on there.
Definitely. That's what I really love about gel. Like for someone like me, I personally, everything right now, my nails are a bit short, but before they were about that much longer, I would say. They were
Mm-hmm.
pretty long and they were fully my nails. And I think having these the thick viscosity of these gels to fully protect my nails from bending or breaking is what really helps them grow.
It
Having,
does.
yeah, like the base coat, love it. But I feel like it's these top coats that really seal everything in and kind of create their own layer of protection. I
Right?
feel like that's what really like helps my nails grow and maintain like their fullness and
Yeah,
just make them beautiful.
it does. And you know what? You can cut them. Like that's what I tend to do too. Maybe I'm not as
Yeah.
great. Like mine come last, but when I do them, I don't mind cutting them down because like in
Oh,
probably 6 weeks, they're back to as long as where I'm like, oh man, I can't type anymore. And people don't think I'm very bright. So
Exactly. No, I totally get it. Because it's like, when you cut them, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But then you're just like, it's gonna grow back in a couple of weeks. It's no problem.
it will, because your nails are super healthy and they are protected by these gels and they can
Exactly.
just grow. You don't have enhancements on there that are really hindering your natural nail process. So they're great. They're great.
And I gotta tell you, when I did, I've had the Give Me Tip from F Gel on my nails for like 4 weeks at a time. When I first getting into nails, I had like nothing. So I did the Give Me Tips for 4 weeks and my nails literally grew underneath them like crazy, to the point when I got my Give Me Tips taken off, I was able to just use my natural nails as my real nails. And it was very long. And I was
Oh my
shocked.
God. Yeah. I mean, and these Give Me Tips are so thin and so flexible. I mean, they really are. So there is nothing to these guys, like this is bendable. I mean, they are amazing. So it's a great way for someone who does not have nails, who wants to grow them. Put those on with the base gel, let them be for a while. It's perfect solution.
Oh, look at all these little hearts with the sprinkles. I wish you could see it.
Oh my gosh, they're adorable.
Yep.
They're very cute. I don't know. Every time I get closer, my lights act like they're fancy or something.
It's hard work. But yes, thank you for teaching me how to make hearts. Honestly, this has changed my life forever.
I'm so glad to sit here and play nails with you. I will do it anytime. And thank you for having me. And you guys have a great weekend.
Of course. Thank you so much for everything, Lauren. This has been a wonderful time. As always, you are a pleasure.
Oh, well, thanks so much. You too. And you guys, everyone at Zillabeau, have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you soon. And I'll show you some toppings once I receive them.
Awesome. Yes, please. We can't wait to see what you do with them. I know you're going to make all these amazing designs. So
the pressure. Bye, you guys.
Bye, Lauren. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone else so much for tuning in to another episode of Reina's Nail Art Pursuit. We hope you loved what you saw today. We made some really fun Valentine's Day heart-shaped nails. So thank you so much for tuning in.